Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter Igaga, and as always, on Men, we do things differently. Now, today we are in the middle, actually in the heart of Uganda. We're in Jinja at the Kakira estate. And not only do we have very fresh air, but very fresh food. It's lovely. It's a nice, cool night. Usually when you're in Jinja, everybody's like, oh, it's so hot, it's so hot. How do I know? Because I'm a homeboy of Jinja. Now, we are talking about the things that nobody wants to talk about. And tonight, we are asking the question, why is it that young women seem to be preferring older men? Now, with us tonight, here at the Kakira estate in Jinja, we have two indigenous gentlemen from the estate. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And of course, we have our usual suspects. That never change. Now, I'm going to start with the youngest man on the block. Okay. Stefan, you guys are in trouble. Fact. We are seeing a huge movement where a lot of younger women are looking towards the older men. They seem to be looking for something that they are not getting from you, younger men. What are your thoughts around that?
I think it's the order of things. It's the normal order of things. It was meant to be like that because when you look at a female's lifespan and the way things work out compared to a man, it will always work out like that because we mature differently. Women mature at a very early age.
Yeah.
Men take a longer time. So when a woman has reached that age where she wants someone who's stable, her peers have not reached that stage.
Yeah.
And the person who she will obviously gravitate to is an older man who's got his things together. He has made his money. And I think that's it will always be like that.
Okay, Dennis, before we went on, you talked about women. First of all, usually a man starts getting his act together at around 40. There's an old saying that says life begins or ends at 40 for men. So, could it be that women are looking for security in old men, or are they just slay queens and just looking for an easy way out?
Yeah. Ladies of these days, actually, you see, I would like to put it together in terms of relationship. Relationship to me, it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
Now, when you take responsibility, there are several aspects that you put into consideration: the financial security, social security, so many others. But our ladies these days would want to have the comfort in life. So definitely, this guy who has already made something offers this social security the lady needs.
Yeah.
So no matter her age, she will always look into that. Okay. So, and definitely with our kind of how would I call it? How we grow as men, you'll find most men are getting stable at the age 40. Just like you said, life starts at 40.
Yeah.
So, and then our girls who are very, I would say, sexually active or looking into settling in life, they start looking at early, maybe 24, 25 years.
Yeah.
So that brings the age different already. So automatically, the older men will stand a higher chance to the lady. Yes, winning the girls. Yeah.
From a man's perspective,
Right.
is it just about flattery because I'm an older man and this young girl is interested in me? And I know what she wants. She's looking for money, she's looking for stability. So am I fooling myself? Is it a case of actually, is it a matter of who's fooling who in this case?
I want to say that it is not foolery. It's all about life here. If a young lady approached me or shows signs of, taking interest in me because I am 50 with a lot of assets, she wants to get part of that so that she lives that comfortable life. So it cannot be foolery. The guy is looking for something real to make her life comfortable.
Yeah.
That is how I look at it.
Yeah.
Real?
Yeah.
And you find, yes, a man also says, look, this young girl here has taken interest in me. I think it's not out of place. If I accept, and provided that she's ready to steer the course with me up to the end, why not? Why don't I enjoy the last few years?
In other words, so it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
That is so true.
Yeah. Banji, who's fooling who?
I think William has made it very difficult for us.
Yes.
But he has also given us hope that when we reach in our later years, we can still enjoy the fruits of life.
Yes.
And this makes me now want to grow old quickly.
Yes.
The good fruits are the ones which are still fresh, the young ones. You know, when you go to a mango tree, you normally pick the fresh fruits. And they have a lot of juice, a lot of flesh, a lot of style, a lot of swagger, so you enjoy them. But I think I also want to argue from the perspective of experience. You know, dealing with a woman is like running a business. You learn a lot. Now, when you are still young, when we were young, personally when I was young, there were certain things I wouldn't do right. Because I thought, well, I am the man, so if the woman wants to take it or leave it. But as I grew older, I realized that sometimes with women you need to compromise here, be flexible there. So I learned how to handle the woman. So sometimes when these young women approach older men, the men have dealt, and I'm not saying all men have done it, but they have dealt with a number of women, so they kind of have experience. And this experience gives them a position where they outcompete young men. So the young girls will find themselves more comfortable with an older man because they don't give them headache as opposed to a Jaruo. A Jaruo, I will keep calling the young girl, where are you? What time are you leaving office? What time will you reach home? Me, at my age, I will call her, are you okay? Yes. Okay, I'm already home, and I will relax. So naturally she will gravitate towards me as compared to a young man.
Women, in their minds, physically or mentally, they have a lot of activities in their mind. And most of the activities, look at it, is they want to see who can satisfy their needs in bed, outside bed, in the market, in the supermarkets. And now, when these old women here and the young women go for these old men are really settled people. They don't bother struggling for these women when they're already happy, because they have their families. So when you have your family and you go to an outside activity, you'll find that you don't have any challenge. So these old women enjoy their lifestyle with these old men, because the old men, they can provide without question.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, this is an experience of somebody who I actually do know. This gentleman is early 50s. He meets this girl who's in her late 20s. They actually start a relationship. It's going on well. But eventually the girl takes off and she says, this man is too much. He's almost like a father to me. He comes home, he wants to read the newspaper.
Yeah, there's that also.
Yeah, she wants to watch a movie and everything. When she puts on the TV, the man falls asleep. And you know, I've realized that this is something that comes with age. I used to see my late father watching TV and falling asleep, and I used to wonder what's wrong with him. Nowadays, I do it. I sit in front of the TV. I can't finish watching a full movie.
You sleep.
Yeah, I sleep.
You're
That's
old.
the way it is. Yes.
You're an older man.
So then, is it then that the young women want just the benefits or like say privileges that come from an older man, which are predominantly material, but would still want the energy of the younger man? So it's a trade-off.
Yeah, that's why you find like You find stories of this lady was married to an older man, but he slept with, you know, the gate man or something. Women these days want instant gratification, and I think it is something that has been conditioned to, you know, to them. They want some instant happiness, you know, instant wealth. They'll always look for the accomplished man.
So
but the problem is
they're looking for the easy way out.
The easy way out. But the problem comes.
What you say.
Yeah, I know. It's true. And you know, I've mentioned this, you know, in a different show, that the way their biological setup, you know, leads them on that road. You know, they have you know, the biological clock where they have to get kids at a certain time. They have societal pressures. They have you know, pressures that surround them constantly. So they need a man who can fulfill their needs at that time. And the person who can do that is an older gentleman. A guy like me, maybe we promise each other that, you know, we'll build castles, we'll do this together.
And then she says those castles are not coming.
But you know, it will take me time. It will take me. By the time I accomplish these things, I'm at 40.
Yeah.
And I will look down. I want to marry a younger woman. I will not marry someone who's my peer.
Now, William, from your point of view, do you then think that age is just but a number?
See, if you look at the profile of we human beings, one is born and grows up. A child at the age of 3 years up to perhaps 10, you see how active he is. This is my own observation. Huh?
Yeah.
The guy will be running everywhere, you know. All this is because to build him up so that he becomes mature, and he will have that curve where all those ability, the active tends to now dwindle down, coming down. Now, if we now try to merge this is where you are talking of young girl or a young woman would want more, because she is active still very much, if I may say, sexually active, more than this guy here of 50. And that's where a problem will start, if that is her thinking of it. But if she thinks that if I take this old man here, what is my objective?
But you know, Mr. William, most of them have this thinking that, you know, I'd rather date this old man who has money. But, you know, I will have sex somewhere else. That is always the thinking. Like, you know, I can have some sex somewhere else, and this old man will eventually pass away and leave me money.
Yeah.
But you know, on the grid of things, I can still be getting some outside there.
Money has become an issue. Money. Girls look for money like nothing. They don't care what they are to do. When it's all about money, they'll do anything at any cost. That's why girls are going for older men. They don't mind how you look like, who you are. All they want is money.
Okay. But you see,
I'll tell you what, we'll get back to him as soon as we get back from the break. Now, we are here at Kakira Estate, the home of sweetness, isn't it? That's what it's called. Yes, yes. And we are talking about the sweet things that young women are looking for in older men. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back from the break. In case you just joined us, we are here at the Kakira Estate, the home of sweetness, and we are exploring as to why young ladies are looking for sweetness in older men. Now, you claim that they're getting the sweetness from the younger men and the money from the older men.
From the older men, yeah.
now, you see,
My point was that, if a girl tries to misbehave because she has a different motive, then that's it. Let it happen. But what I'm saying here is, what is life? It's all about being happy. Huh? But
I
here
like
is
this.
a girl coming up looking for peace of mind. Now, the other issue becomes secondary, really. Right? And such a marriage is going to be very successful, regardless of age difference.
But what is the, you know, the actual age difference?
But you see, Jaluo, you also talked of the biological clock, and I know you are a great fan of the biological clock.
Yes, he talks about it a
And
lot.
for me, I don't want women to use the biological clock as an excuse, because it starts ticking when they are like 13, 14. So they should be aware of this. But there's one thing really I also want to put forward, that also it's been there historically. Young women, even during the time of our grandfathers, when they were still matchmaking, you know, the man is 60, they would bring a bride who is 15, 16. So it's not new, it has been there. But like in the modern era, one thing which is
those
pushing
ones
the ladies
were being brought. They were not going out
yes,
to look.
yes,
Yeah.
but now what is pushing the ladies is also the change in the roles between the girls and the boys. You know, traditionally it would be the boys who would struggle to fight and feed the families and support the families. We have seen several cases, especially among the educated class. Let me use that example. A girl goes to university, finishes, and she stays in Kampala, and the parents keep calling for support. So she has a line of siblings who need support. And then a bunch passes around in a Range Rover Sport and waves at her. When the father said he's sick, he needs medical treatment at home. So the social pressure, the social expectation that girls should also now jump in and provide for the extended family, but also for themselves. And you see, we have moved into a cash economy. So when we move to a cash economy, all transactions in life become about money, about calculation. And I think William has a very good argument. What is wrong with me enjoying myself with this old man? The old man can provide the life, can provide the comfort. Why do I suffer with Jaluo, who has nothing? And I think these ladies are really...
Why do you always skip it?
Jaluo, you don't have much.
I have money. I have
You have money, yes, but you don't have much. As compared to a rich man like you.
Their age mates, like men who are on their age level, do not give them money the way they want it. And you know, those older guys, they've worked, they have money, they are retired, they already have that money, they've made money. But for the young guys, they are still working. They don't have that much money to give. So why wouldn't a girl go for an older man? They don't value their life. All they want is money because they want to hit a target. Maybe they have parents in the village who need money, who are needed. They need to build, they need to look good, you know. They want to really look attractive. So they have to go for older men who can give them money, not boys who are not going to give them money, but just have a word of, I love you. Everyone can say, I love you. But with money, not everyone can give you money.
On the other side also, you see, we have gone through generations. We have had ladies speak about, we built our empire with this man, and this man is jumping away. So this story goes around. Now this young girl looks at Jaluo, says now, okay, they say we should build it together with him, but Jaluo is going to jump and leave me. You understand? Yes, after we have built. So those genuine concerns have trickled into our young girls. So then you look at a girl, there are two sides, okay? There are these who really want the quick material gains. Then there are these who are looking like, now, fine, I don't have to go for a Jaluo. Let me go for Banji, okay? Because Banji, in one way or another, has already started something. Let me come and support him, and who will go? Okay? So it's, you know, young men tend to be a little bit also overtaken by a lot of stuff.
So
okay?
they're not focused.
They're not focused, okay?
Ouch.
Okay, there's...
But you cannot blame, a young man for not being
No,
focused.
you also don't give them attention.
I'm chasing my money. I finished campus. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm trying to pay rent. And then this woman who wants instant gratification, he wants me to, for example, build her a house somewhere.
But now me, I have it. So why does
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It is the point.
Otherwise, what we are
very
saying, you are more stable than this guy here.
Yes.
So if a woman decides to stay with him, I think that is what she's looking for.
Yes.
Stability, peace, no more running around and all this kind of thing.
So, I'm now beginning to wish we had a lady here. But then from a man's point of view, can we then say that a man knows that he's being taken advantage of? Because you know all she wants is material, but because I have it, it's fine. I mean, I might as well say
very easy to know that.
I think I will be stoned for what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But if I'm stoned, please come attend. I think, and I want to quote this one from the village where I come from. I think traditionally in Africa, women have always looked for material gain from a man. I'm going to use the example. Yes, I'm going to use the example of my grandfather, called Banch. I'm named after him. This man, the current LOC1 village of ours, was his land.
Yeah.
So, whenever people wanted land, they offered him brides. They bring him daughters. Give me land. They brought him daughters. Why? Because he had. You understand? He had. The man married 13. He had children on 9. The other 3, his elder sons took over from him. Took over from him because he had grown old. He couldn't function.
Are we together?
They couldn't function very well. So traditionally, either the parents or the women themselves have always played a material card. So only that these days, the ladies themselves have become bold.
Yeah.
And they're going a step further. Yeah.
Why do I give my body to this guy who doesn't have, when there is a guy who will give me part of the pleasure this young man gives me, but also add something in my wallet?
Banji, my question is, are we then saying that the only thing that women can bring to the table
is sex?
Yes.
No. Let me answer that. Let me answer that.
The question was posed to me. Not necessarily. No. Because the woman also, when she comes, at whatever stage she comes into a man's life, despite of the age difference, she will add value. She will add something. First of all, I can have my money, but I'm not happy. And when this young woman comes in, she offers me instant happiness. Yes. You know, a man's happiness sometimes is around the woman, irrespective of age. That's why you see grandfathers playing with their granddaughters. These jokes of "you are my wife, you are my wife." Actually, they are acting out the role. They are looking at these young girls and saying,
Peter, let me say something. Yeah. Women have been conditioned to use sex as a reward system for the longest time. I'll give you an example. Valentine's Day happened recently. Yeah? You will give a woman something. You will spend all your money to buy her a car, but she will offer you sex at the end of the day. They have been conditioned to use sex as a reward system. It's not something that is new or what. Sex, they use sex. It's barter trade.
So you're saying that the only thing they bring to the table is sex?
That's what they've been conditioned to, unconsciously. They use sex.
But you see, let me add something. Some girls come from well-to-do families. Some girls, their father can buy her a Range Rover, can own a plane. You know, these our hosts own planes. But there is one thing they cannot give to their daughters. You understand?
Yes.
That one they will go and look for it. So the biggest thing that a girl or a woman brings to the man's table is sex. And I will add biology to this one.
Yeah.
It's sex. In fact, if you put food here and sex here, the man will run for sex. He will leave food. He can eat after. Because what if this woman goes away? But the food he can easily get from a restaurant.
He needs it now.
Sex, you can't manufacture it as a man. You understand? It is only the woman who is carrying it. So we lie to ourselves and say, yes, they bring other things. Those are secondary things. So as the girls have become bold to seek older men who have money, the men now have just amplified their sexual appetite.
Yeah.
When she comes, the man will take up.
What happens when you lose
William.
when you're not interested?
Yeah.
In that, I have ever witnessed where there was a fight between a woman and her husband. And the woman was so bold, telling the man that, look, I left everything in my father's home for this thing. Why are you denying me? Why? Give it, or else I pack.
Now we're here at Kakira Estate, the home of sweetness, talking about the sweetness that older men give to younger ladies. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back from the break. If you've just joined us, you've missed a lot, because we are here at the Kakira Estate talking about the reasons why younger women seem to be moving towards older men. Now, don't forget, this is your show. Talk to us. We are on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Let's get these conversations going, not only now, but even after the show. Now, gentlemen, I have one question then. I think it seems to be unanimously agreed that the main thing that the women are bringing to the table is sex. But how comes then a majority of these older men are not also on their own? They have women they've grown up with. You mentioned it. There are those women now who say, but because of what they have seen, if I can actually talk to this man who is 50 plus, okay, and yet I know he has a wife and he left his wife, then it means when Jalu also reaches that age, he'll do the same. So can we then say as men we are to blame? Because we are ignoring our contemporaries. What is making us move away from our contemporaries and to go fishing in the smaller pool?
But you see,
I agree with you, Peter.
but you see, Peter, there is a problem. If I'm 65 years, my age mates are also 65. You understand?
Yeah.
And most likely they are married. You want me to come and start knocking on your gate when you have gone to work?
What if you
so I look for the easy way.
Yeah.
The easy way will be a young girl, either from high school, because high school I think they're above 18.
Would that not be too low?
No, but you see,
It happens.
William, the
Yeah.
point is,
Yeah.
the point
Professor.
now let me say one thing. Yes,
Professor.
let me develop my argument.
Yes.
The point is, naturally, the man's job is to supply seed. His seeds.
I like when you say seed.
Yes, to supply seed.
Okay.
To have as much sex with as many women as possible, as biologically possible. In fact, even if you kill all the men in the world and you leave a bunch,
You were sorted.
you will sort the world out. Now, yes, this is biology, pure raw biology.
Right.
However, now the society comes in. So we have the social norms that
Religious
please,
connotation.
social, of course, religion and culture. Then also the economics come in. How will you support all these women? Then also, of course, the biology, the physical body when it is tiring, it also comes in. So you start scaling down. That's why the youth, the teenagers, the sexual energy is here. As you grow old, it goes down.
Yeah.
So if the man has got money, what other pleasure is there for him to enjoy rather than spend his money on these young willing women?
Why doesn't he pick an age mate? Let's say if I'm 65, why don't I get a woman who is 60?
60. First of all, if the man is
Both of
65,
us don't have the drive.
then,
Don't have the
See,
drive. Let me.
At 60 again, you have a problem there. women tend to lose
The
sexual appetite.
drives, yeah.
Right, above a certain age, and they will dismiss you. What you are looking for? This is over, man.
And remember, boys also go for older women. Sugar mummies are there. It's not only on the girls' side. Boys do it. They go for women who have money because they also want to dress up well and look hot on the street and get hot chicks. So they also go for sugar mummies because they want to build. They want to do what? Go to discos, blah, blah, blah.
But you know, there's also an argument that older men are more caring. You know, they know what to do. You know, young men like us,
All brooms know, yes.
There's that argument.
And with all men, you know, we have ever heard of Viagra.
Yes.
You can pull it up
Boost the engine.
and you find yourself doing it.
Actually, I have, there's this saying that has been going on that remove sex from a relationship, 90% of men would not see a reason to stay. Remove money from the relationship, 90% of women would not stay, see no reason to stay. So ideally here, you see, what is going on is the older men actually have higher chances of balancing sex and money. Okay, the younger men have only sex, no money. You understand? So actually, our girls or our sisters, let me say, our sisters look into up to older men because they balance the both. And few cases whereby he finds the money is there, the sex is not there, they run away. Okay, but also there is this materialistic minded lady who will keep on because her a bigger percentage of interest is on the money. Security.
But just before we get to you, you know, when you talk about materialistic women, you know, I don't think they exist. And I'll tell you why. There is no woman who comes with a knife to any man's throat and says, give me your money. You know she's looking for money. You give it to her. Willingly.
Yes.
You have the ability, I always say you have the ability to say no. Then you start whining later saying, oh, this woman, look what she did to me. She took off with all my money. You gave it to her.
But now, now, after here, go home, and they ask you to pay water bills and electricity bills, and you say you don't have money. Then when you go to bed, start touching your woman. She has no appetite to give you because you are in darkness.
But Peter,
you understand? So this man, the man's wallet is a key to the other happiness. So and this key, the men also out of life, out of experience, have learned how to open the women's what? Gates.
Yes.
So if you open the wallet, you throw 50k, 50k, 50k. The padlock is very soft. You don't struggle. But if you bring 1,000, what are you doing?
But Peter, how do we? Because I'm very sure that there are young girls who are listening and who are watching. How do you bring that asymmetrical balance where the young girls don't get exploited? Is there an age difference? Is there an age difference, like back
As
in the day there
age
was
limit,
an age limit where it was 10. These days young girls go for people who are 30 plus. And how do you tell a young girl that there's an asymmetrical balance?
For me, I think from the little research as psychologists and social scientists, any gap somewhere below 15 would be really acceptable. The man is 50, the woman is 35. The man is 40, the woman is 25, is acceptable. But here we are talking of a situation where probably the person is supposed to be your father. You are 22, the man is 60. You are 22, the man is 70. But also we shouldn't forget that in fact, and I think it has been William's argument, some of these ladies are actually looking for genuine love. But they are embarrassing the equation. Why do I offer my love to a young man who will give me
problems?
Problems.
He's got too much energy.
There's also one thing you guys are missing out. That you're basically telling that young girl that, you know what, if you want something, go for it. Go for it. You're telling her that she can get exploited. Because let me tell you what, older men know what they want. They know that this girl is coming.
But
for
are we
money.
then saying that no women are exploiting the older men? The young women are not exploiting the older men? It's the older men who are exploiting the young women?
Society will never look at a younger woman as exploiting an older man. You are the older person. There's no way you're exploiting a younger person.
I mean, we have heard of situations where a girl has gotten a bad girl, and everybody's telling this old man, this woman is trouble.
But you know
stay
what?
away from her.
But you know.
So at the end of the day, she takes off with his savings and everything.
Yeah.
Who has exploited who?
You see, the Swahili people who you know very well have a saying. I will not say it directly here.
Yeah.
But they say, when a man's sexual desire is at its peak, the brain doesn't work. It is
Crazy
Swahili,
about
yes,
it.
Yes. And you see, this is physical biology. When you have sexual appetite, the blood, the system, the body pumps about 35 to 40% of your blood into the sexual activity, the sexual organ. So the brain is deprived of energy and all that to start thinking logically. Actually, that's why a man who is in love doesn't think logically. Because that's why sometimes, for us who work in the health sector, a man will come to you and say, I had an unprotected sex yesterday. You ask them, don't you know that there are condoms? They will say, I forgot. I even didn't think about it. Because at that time, there's only one target that the man
That
wants.
one.
That one.
Okay. And we've reached that point when we have to have our parting shots. They say time flies when you're having fun. I always wonder where time goes, but that's one of those things. So, the one and only Jaluo, your parting shot.
My parting shot is very simple. This is the way life is set up. This cannot be avoided. Women will always look for the older man because of needs. An older man will provide a need that a younger woman needs at that time. So it cannot be avoided. But what I'll say is that there should always be an asymmetrical balance. Should be a balance. Don't go for the older man. Go for
Just a little bit older.
Just a little bit older.
Reasonable.
A little bit older. Yeah. That's it.
Bansi, your parting shot.
Gentlemen, reasonable is relative. But what I know is that really older men are appealing. And for me, I'm going to really talk about the experience of an old man. An old man, especially when he has been around women, really knows how to deal with a woman. Some ladies have argued that ask a man who respects his mother will most likely respect his wife, because he has learned the good attributes from the mother or from the sisters or from the aunties. So old men tend to be appealing mostly because they know the right button to touch, the right words to say, they know when to open the wallet, when to close the wallet, they know when to take the girls out. Unlike the Jaluos, who is saying,
Why does it have to be?
The Jaluo who gets $1 million and is looking at this $1 million, he will pay rent, service the car, and then he will pay tuition. For me, in the age of 45, that $1 million is just for spending on the woman. So she will surely come to me. So I think because of the comfort that the old men offer, they are irresistible. Very irresistible.
Hey, great stuff. Dennis, your parting shot.
I like this. The older men, okay? The sad part of it is, of course, which is, I think it's very negligible. You really see these girls who go for 70 plus women. That one, it's open for everybody to judge, okay? But the mature men, what I would like to use the word mature, is that I would like to agree with Banji that they know the right button to touch, the right words to say. I've also looked at attention. Ladies want attention, a lot of it. You go into office in the morning, at least tell her you've reached well in office. Lunchtime check, has she had lunch?
Sexual harassment.
When you're going home, go reasonably early, not very late. I am very sure that
These guys stay up till 5 in the morning.
exactly, they have a lot of energy. They go to clubs. 3 a.m. is when they start thinking of where to go to the next club. But an older man, I mean, what do you really have to do after 11 midnight? You need to be home Okay, so the attention the older men offer ladies also puts them at a higher advantage than the young men.
William, as we close.
Yes, as we close, I want to say this. The mature man or the old man is left with one thing: to follow the line, and I think that is the only priority he has, to ensure that when time comes to depart, right, he is ready for it. The old man is a man that gives a lady stability. The stability, the love, and guidance. Not this one will come and kick this fellow away. Right?
I have suffered. I have suffered on this show.
So really, that is how I look at it.
Yes. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
We are here at Kakira Estate, the home of sweetness, and we have been looking at that little gold nugget that makes the younger women go for the older men. So for you younger men outside there, it's not only you, it's also for them outside there. You've got work to do. Make sure you give your woman attention. Make sure you give her time. And then clearly, make sure you give her money. With those few words, all I can say is have a good night and God bless.